Standing before the assembled youth, President Ibrahim Traoré speaks with unwavering resolve. "My younger brothers and sisters," he declares, "today marks the beginning of our quest to create a more resilient Burkina Faso, and each of you is its very heartbeat." Across the nation, hope is stirring. From August 10th through September 11th, 2025, 60,000 recent school graduates will set out from their homes for 30 days. This is no ordinary gathering. It is the National Patriotic Immersion, a visionary initiative guided by President Traoré himself. These young participants will share their days and nights, learning together, forging bonds, and growing as one united family. There will be no mobile phones, no outside interruptions, only the rare opportunity to shape the future of their homeland. With threats such as violence and division looming, this program becomes a beacon, aiming to raise a generation capable of defending and uplifting Burkina Faso. At the main bus station in Ouagadougou, the capital, anticipation pulses in the air. Young men and women bustle about, loading luggage and buckets, trading anxious grins and reassuring words. For some, like Nafisatu, the excitement of seeing corners of Burkina Faso she has only pictured in books is tempered by worry for those who lack simple necessities like rain gear or sturdy shoes. Others, like Fati, are convinced that this immersion will nurture their sense of citizenship and deepen their love for the nation. Farsi feels a tremor of fear, but is determined to discover what true patriotism means. Axel is filled with the ambition to launch a business to combat poverty. Each one is prepared to learn, no matter how vast or unfamiliar the path ahead may seem. This journey is far more than a camp. It is a forging ground for a stronger Burkina Faso. Every sunrise, these youths will rise early, lend their voices to the national anthem, and train side by side. Their days will be filled with lessons in national history, cultural treasures, and teamwork. Whether repairing rural schools or learning how to give aid during floods, they will gain the tools to improve their homeland. By living among peers from distant regions, they will form friendships that transcend old boundaries. In this way, Burkina Faso is nurturing a future where every young citizen stands ready to make a meaningful impact. The challenges are immense. The Sahel region, where their country lies, is troubled by armed groups and external pressures. President Traoré understands that the military alone cannot rescue the nation. He seeks to empower every citizen, especially the youth, to become resolute and engaged. That is why this immersion is so exceptional. It is about forging a people's defense. It is more than fighting. It is about weaving a nation where all feel a sense of belonging. By uniting 60,000 youths, the government is transforming every province into a living classroom of patriotism. Students from every corner of the country are brought together, a boy from the arid north rooming with a girl from the lush south. They will swap stories of their homes, their meals, their customs. At first, their differences will stand out, but soon, a sense of kinship will bloom. This matters deeply, as Burkina Faso is home to many ethnicities, and those differences have sometimes led to discord. By sharing a month under the same roof, these youths will come to cherish Burkina Faso as their collective home, not just their own town or village. This effort reaches beyond today. It is an investment in tomorrow. These weeks of immersion will teach skills like repairs, disaster response, and entrepreneurship. Such lessons are vital in the struggle against poverty, which undermines the country's strength. When the young participants return home, they will bring with them fresh ideas and renewed pride, knowing they belong to something far greater than themselves. This is how Burkina Faso sows the seeds for a tomorrow where its spirit cannot be broken. Picture the lively chaos of the Ouagadougou bus terminal, filled with eager youth on the brink of adventure. Suitcases jostle, and plastic pails sway at their sides. Some laugh, others are quiet, and a few look apprehensive. In only 2 days, they will step into an experience that promises to reshape not only their lives, but the destiny of their country. It is a pivotal occasion, leaving the warmth of home behind and venturing into unfamiliar territory. But these 60,000 fresh graduates are eager to discover their place in Burkina Faso. Nafisa Budo perches on a modest stool, carefully folding a raincoat she has borrowed from a neighbor. "This is my opportunity to explore my country," she says, her eyes bright with anticipation. She has never journeyed far from home, so the prospect of seeing new places fills her with excitement. Yet in a gentle voice, she adds, "There are some who cannot afford even basic things like uniforms. I hope the government will help." Her words reveal not only her enthusiasm, but also her concern for others around her. Across the yard, Fatih Kabore is tucking notebooks into her bag. "This experience will teach us how to be responsible citizens," she says with conviction. She is certain the camp will deepen her love for Burkina Faso. Meanwhile, Fosia Gaigama tightens her shoelaces, her hands trembling slightly. "I am a little nervous," she confesses with a soft chuckle, "but I believe it will be worthwhile." To her, patriotism means being so deeply rooted in your heritage that nothing can sway you. Nearby, Axel Nikiamer looks ahead with ambition. "I want to understand how to create a business," he explains. "If we can generate jobs, no one will be able to dominate us." Cedric Parker stands upright and declares, "This experience will equip us for anything. I am grateful for this opportunity." Each one carries a unique hope, yet they are all moving towards a shared purpose. Every morning in the immersion program begins before the sun is high. In a small town, the day breaks as young people assemble in a courtyard. Some still rub sleep from their eyes, but all stand firm as the Burkina Faso flag is raised. Together, they sing the national anthem, their voices ringing out with unity and pride. This ritual reminds them they are a part of something far greater than themselves. Their days are packed with activities, physical training, lessons, and teamwork that teach them strength and cooperation. After breakfast, they enter classrooms where they learn the history of Burkina Faso. Sometimes an elderly soldier shares tales of the nation's struggle for independence. A teacher might point to a map of ancient kingdoms, explaining the roots of their culture. These are not dull lectures, but vivid stories that help the students feel connected to generations before them. Gradually, they start to see themselves as members of a proud lineage, not just youths from scattered towns. In the afternoons, they get their hands dirty, repairing the walls of a village school or clearing channels so rainwater can flow freely. They might learn a traditional dance or sample dishes from distant regions of the country. As evening falls, practical skills become the focus, such as purifying water or administering first aid. These are lessons not just for the camp, but for the road ahead. By sunset, they are weary but satisfied, feeling a new sense of unity with each other and their homeland. Coordinating a program for 60,000 young people is no simple task. In certain areas, there are insufficient beds, while elsewhere, rain turns roads to rivers and food deliveries are delayed. The rainy season brings its own obstacles, with muddy fields and shifting plans. These hurdles could bring the program to a halt, but Burkina Faso persists, seeking creative solutions. Government officials and ordinary citizens join forces to ensure every student can participate safely. Some families struggle to afford essentials like sleeping mats or shoes. Nifi Sartu's concern about uniforms is widely shared. In response, factories donate clothing and communities gather supplies. In regions where danger is close, the government sends protection for the camps. Counselors are present to listen to students' anxieties and help them find courage. These efforts demonstrate that when adversity arises, Burkina Faso does not give in. It adapts and overcomes. The students themselves are part of the answer. At one camp, when flooding struck, they teamed up with locals to dig new waterways. At another, they crafted chairs when there were too few. Through experiences like these, they learn to tackle problems together, discovering they need not wait for outside help. They have the power to improve things themselves. This is what sets the program apart. It is not simply about absorbing knowledge, it is about taking action. President Traoré envisions a future for Burkina Faso, where every citizen stands ready to lend a hand. He calls this vision a defense of the people. This does not mean that everyone must become a soldier. Instead, it means being prepared to repair a broken bridge, offer aid during a flood, or help keep a village resilient when times are tough. The Immersion Initiative marks the first step toward this goal. By equipping young people with practical skills and encouraging them to unite, it is shaping a generation capable of facing any challenge. At camp, students from every corner of the nation come together. A boy from the arid Sahel might bunk with a girl from the lush Southwest, and together they exchange stories about their lives, learning to value one another's communities. This sharing breaks down long-standing divisions between different groups. When these young people return home, they carry new friendships with them, helping Burkina Faso feel like a single, unified family. The program also tackles poverty by teaching entrepreneurship and community service. Some students learn how to launch small businesses or contribute to local projects. Axel, for example, is already planning to establish his own farm. These abilities will help them earn a living and strengthen their villages. Other nations, such as Mali and Niger, are paying close attention. They are considering whether they can introduce similar initiatives. Through this program, Burkina Faso is demonstrating to the world that it can stand on its own 2 feet. Each evening, after a day of hard work, the students gather in their dusty uniforms, reflecting on lessons in history, cooperation, and resilience. One word echoes among them: ready. Ready for what? Ready for whatever the future may bring: a disaster, a hardship, or a chance to improve their homeland. This sense of preparedness is exactly what President Traoré hopes to inspire in every young person in Burkina Faso. The program is about more than memorizing facts. It transforms how participants view themselves. They arrive as strangers, but after 30 days, they are as close as siblings. They discover that unity makes them stronger. This bond endures long after they return home, like a seed planted to grow into a mighty and united Burkina Faso. Their readiness sends a message to the world. Burkina Faso is running this initiative without relying on major international donors, showcasing its strength and self-respect. It is clear proof that the nation can shape its own destiny. When these 60,000 students complete the journey, they will carry this pride forward, ready to confront any obstacle and help their country shine. As the month draws to a close, buses line up to bring the students back to their villages. They have lived, worked, and overcome challenges side by side. Some will fondly recall learning new dances, while others will never forget building a wall in a village far from home. Yet every one of them will remember the same thing. For 30 days, they were more than students. They embodied Burkina Faso. Upon returning, they will share their stories, recounting the friendships they forged and the skills they gained. They will show their villages the value of strength and togetherness. This is more than a month-long camp. It marks the beginning of a new era, where young people are prepared to lead and build a brighter tomorrow.
Now, imagine this. If your nation asked you to dedicate 30 days to make it stronger, would you accept? This is exactly what the youth of Burkina Faso are doing. They are saying yes to their country, yes to their future, and yes to each other. Their journey is an invitation to us all to believe in the power of unity and perseverance.